Hello Aries, and welcome to Soul Sundays. Aries, it's a quick 3-card spread, one for your mind, body and soul for your week ahead. So let's get started. Universe and angels, messages and guides of my higher self, I call upon you now to give me a clear and accurate reading for the sign of Aries. Please show me what they need to hear, not what they want to hear for their week ahead. Can I please have 3 cards, one for their mind, body and soul? My dear loves, how are you all doing this week? There's been a lot going on in terms of planetary alignment. I talked about it a lot in our video last week, but I want to mention a little bit more for this week as well. We've been talking a lot about Jupiter moving into Capricorn, changing signs, which is huge, right? It affects all of us in many different ways. But one thing that I want to mention that has a massive effect on us, most know that I'm an Aries moon and Aries rising on our Aries sign, is that Chiron, the wounded healer, aligned with the moon last week in Aries. Okay, what does that mean? Chiron's been retrograde for the past 6 months, since the last full moon in July. So if you think back to July 17th, think back to the middle of the year and what was going on for you then, that will give you kind of an indication of what you've been dealing with or trying to process and heal. Chiron entering in Aries is all about us having a breakthrough, okay? Chiron goes direct on the 12th of the 12th, which is significant for so many ways, but it's all about having a breakthrough. And whatever that issue was on the 16th or 17th of July that you had to deal with, try and think back. I know significantly what mine was. So for the last 6 months, whether we are consciously aware of it or not, we've been working on healing those patterns. So now that it's going direct, aligning with the full moon in Gemini on the 12th, you will start to see a shift in your consciousness, okay? It's all about actually being able to release and let go whatever it is we're still holding on to. And that's really crucially important as we come up to the new moon eclipse on the 26th in Capricorn. What's interesting though is it's on the 12th of the 12th, and the 12th of the 12th is the same day as a full moon in Gemini. Now Gemini, as we all know, it's ruled by Mercury, the planet Mercury, which is the messenger, right? It comes to give us messages of things that, again, we haven't released or let go. Mercury, when it's in its home sign of Gemini, is all about quick wit. It's about curiosity, enthusiasm, okay? So you could find yourself being quite clever with your words this week. You could find yourself being enthusiastic about a new project, or it could be the flip, depending on how much healing work you've done. You could be finding yourself in a bit of a negative headspace because there's been so much going on for you in the last 6 months that it's time to release and let go, and you could still be holding on to some negative energy, okay? The 12th of the 12th by many astrologers and Reiki masters and healers is also recognized as a gateway of energy, a portal of enlightenment, if you will. Now, this is a theologically presented belief that it is a moment of opening up a portal so that you can turn matter into light, okay? What does that mean? It's about a spiritual ascension process, lifting up those going from 5D and higher up into a 12D consciousness. It's about raising your vibration, okay, if you want me to break it down for you. What's really interesting is that it's all coming together in this pinnacle, right? You've got the Aries, the moon currently in Aries, Chiron, which is in Aries, is now going direct. So whatever it is that you've needed to heal, you'll start to feel some relief once you get past this portal on the 12th of the 12th. And then you've got the full moon in Gemini, which is all about releasing and letting go anything that is no longer serving you. What's really interesting from an astrology point of view is that it's around and aligned to the conjunction with Venus, Saturn and Pluto that's in Capricorn. Again, what does that mean? Well, basically, if I break it all down for you in a basic thing, anything that's no longer serving you, from a relationship to a person, even a job professionally, it's about to be let go, okay? Some of you are already in the wheels of motion for that. So I just want you to know, if you're not sleeping at the moment, if there's something that's keeping you up, if there's a lot of things that's going on that's making you toss and turn, that's just the energy of the planets, of the planetary alignment. There's a lot going on in the stars right now, okay? The important thing to do is just try and journal through it, get plenty of fresh air, Try and eat healthy foods and substances to keep yourself as grounded as possible, okay? And I say that with light in my heart, because the first card that I've pulled up for you, my dear Aries, is that of a bit of depression, Four of Hearts. Now, the Four of Hearts, or the Four of Cups in traditional tarot, is a card that represents being unsatisfied, being bored, and it aligns perfectly back to what I was saying before about all this energy that's coming through this week, asking you to release and let go what doesn't serve you. For some of you, it could very well be a relationship, okay? I've been talking about relationship matters for a little while for Aries because there's been new energy coming in, but for some of you, you're already in existing relationships that you need to release and let go, and it could be making you feel a little bit depressed, a little bit anxious. You could have children with this person. There's a whole range of things that could be going on. For others of you, it's just could be simple depression within yourself about not having achieved certain things that you had set for yourself this year, not wanting to admit that you're not as far along as you would have hoped financially, whatever it is for you, okay? The key thing with this card and this energy, and my own personal experience with depression, if you haven't seen that video, I put one up with me talking to the camera. You can go check it out. But the key thing that I've learned is it's important to allow yourself to feel the things that you need to feel. A lot of people all the time say to you, I just snap out of it, get over whatever it is that you're feeling. And I think that's terrible advice, because if you just try and put a false mask on and pretend that everything's okay, you're just doing that. You're just masking the problem, right? And that problem's going to keep coming up and get bigger and bigger and bigger until it just snowballs. When if you just actually allow yourself the time to go within and feel the melancholy, okay? If you don't feel like doing something and it's cold where you are, stay under the blankets. Don't go out. If you're really struggling with the thought of leaving a job, because it could be very much that energy, right? This full moon in Gemini, it's aligned with the messenger planet Mercury. So it could be about getting a redundancy, or maybe you're resigning and you're feeling a little bit of anxiety about it. Then just allow yourself to feel that, okay? I don't want you to feel like that it's the holiday season and you're not allowed to feel this way. You very much have every right to feel however it is that you're meant to feel. However, my advice is give yourself a time period, okay? One of the best things that I've learnt or taught myself whenever I'm going through rejection of any kind, or whenever I'm preparing to reject someone or something that's not meant to be in my life, is to give myself a mourning period. The best way I can relate to this is in my background in sales, in corporate sales, and you would get rejected all the time and people would hang up on you and not want to talk to you day in, day out. And when you have a pretty bad day, it's okay to have them. We're all human, it's natural, right? You're not going to win at everything. But I think my trick would be I'd give myself 24 hours. And in that 24 hours, I would allow myself to breathe in, to cry, to eat bad food, to lock myself up in the house and watch Netflix on repeat, to whatever it may be for you, okay? Whatever your vice is. Give myself 24 hours, talk about it with a friend, journal about it, listen to music, whatever you need to do. It was 24 hours that I would give myself. So pretty much the end of the day to the evening until I went to bed. And then the next day I'm like, right, I release and let it go. I'm not going to let it bother me anymore. Now that's easier said than done. We're talking about, let's say, losing a deal in a corporate sale or having someone reject you after you've worked on it for a long time. Now for matters of the heart, for things that are a bit deeper, 24 hours might not be long enough. But the point is, and hopefully you get the point, is that give yourself a time frame in order to feel it, okay? And you'll soon see that you'll be back to feeling joy and happiness again. Your physical message for this week is that of children, okay? I love this card. It's beautiful. It's very joyful. It's almost a juxtaposition of this, because on one hand, you've got feeling quite melancholy about making a decision that you need to make this week. And then on the other hand, you've got this ring-a-rosy, pocket-full posy kind of thing card with children, right? So children could be, you could have your own children, or you could just be around children this holiday season, aunts, uncles, that kind of thing, grandparents, maybe great-grandparents, whatever it is. There's dual messages to this card. It encourages you to spend more time with children, get out, play, be joyful. It encourages you to let go of this energy when you can, release and let go whatever's no longer serving you, and find your inner child again and feel light. okay? So the message clearly here is whatever's going on, whatever decision you need to make, allow yourself to feel it, allow yourself to be in the moment, and then I want you to release and let go and find the joy again, okay? And you have the power in how long you stay in either of these energies, okay? It's always entirely up to you. There's this incredible scientific study that says when we feel pain or hurt, that we actually only feel it emotionally, physically, wait for this, for 30 seconds. Can you believe that? The rest is a manifestation of our mind. Now, back to what I was saying before, it doesn't mean that it's not crucial to allow yourself to feel these things when you're going through a challenging situation, but it's up to you for how long you stay there. The longer you stay there, the harder it is to level up and get into this space. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Write in the comments below if I'm resonating with you. Productivity. This is a beautiful card, and I'm going to read to you some blurbs from the book. Productivity speaks about making progress, right? And it's absolutely a gorgeous reading for you, Aries, because only in going through what you've been through are you able to progress or level up to the next stage. If you believe in the theology and the ideologies about the 12th dimension and light turning matter into a higher frequency and vibration, then this is the perfect example of that. It's feeling melancholy and loss after needing to let something go, finding the joy again and understanding how much lighter you feel because that person, place, thing, job no longer serves you, and then allowing yourself to be more productive and work towards your goals. And the literal meaning of this card says, the energy and experiences you have been handed can be converted to meaningful, life-affirming outcomes. Whatever it is, Aries, whatever you're going through, okay, you are going to find the joy this week, okay? With a little work and perspective, an obstacle will become a stepping stone. Do what you can, when you can, and make steady progress. Effort is required to transform your idea, experience, or knowing to something more solid. But once it has form, new growth will follow. There you go, my beautiful Aries. I wish you a fantastic week. If this reading has helped you, please hit the like button. It helps the channel more than you know, and I'll be back with you next Sunday. Take care.